people come, you people should admit them.
Okay. Okay, so today I would like us to start a new project. So we are going to create a simple to-do application, which we are not going to worry ourselves to code any UI from scratch today, because with that, we have already done that. Remember the, what do you call it? The JavaScript UI that we created last time. So we are going to do that. We are just going to copy and paste those UIs and use them today. Okay, so let me start sharing my screen so that you guys can see. I'm coming. So you are going to create a new app. Do you remember how we start a new project in Vue.js?
Yes, you use the Vue Crud, then bring the app name.
So without wasting my time, all of you should start that. Just so the name of the app is To Do, or To Do app, or note-taking app. Any name that you want to use it, you should center around that. Just start. I'm also starting here. Letters.
Yeah. I really have capital letters.
Okay, so when you get here, guys, have you started? Just do Vue create and the name of your app. Make sure you don't have any capital letters inside. So right now, last week we selected default, and today we are not going to select that because I don't want us to waste time to do the configuration from scratch again. Whatever I taught you last week, Vue has already done that for you. So let's come down here and choose manually select features. So we are going to select some features. So with this one, you can use the down arrow key, the down arrow key to navigate to this manually select features. Then you press enter. Please, are you there?
Yes, we are there.
Okay, so when you come here, just use the arrow key and come and select router. So with that one, we use the space bar to select. Then the next one is Vuex. Today we are not going to talk about Vuex, so we are not going to select this one. So the only thing that we have done and we did from scratch last week was the Vue router. And today we are not going to do the configuration from scratch. I don't want us to waste time on this. So just come here and select the router here. That is all. From here, press enter. So we have between Vue 2 and Vue 3.
What about
Is that?
What about the CSS preprocessor?
We are not going to use SAS or SCSS here. We are going to use pure CSS. That is why I didn't select it.
Linter formatter has also been selected by itself.
Yes, yes, that one. We have ESLint. ESLint is a tool that is used to format your codes. That's it. Okay, so we have between Vue 2 and Vue 3.
Yes.
We are going with Vue 2. Later on,
okay.
Like I said, the Vue 3 is the upgrade of Vue 2. Most companies here in Ghana, all over the world, we are still using it to end. There is no, the difference is not much. You can look at the difference. I think there are some APIs that has been added, the composite APIs and the rest, which I will not even bother myself to confuse you guys on that today. Let's start from Vue 2. It's the same thing. It's not like Angular that when they move from Angular 2 and Angular 3, there wasn't any intersection between them. This one is just a continuation. Okay, so here, just press enter. Okay, so use history mode for router. Yes, last week we talked about this. Do you remember the history mode? Where
yes.
we had the hash mode and the history mode.
The hash mode, yes.
Yes, the hash mode is a default one that comes with hashtag inside your URL. And last week, I shown you guys how to remove that by adding history mode inside your router. So here it's going to do that for you. Just press Y to accept it. When you press Y and you press enter. All right, so we have the years length prettier here again, which you selected previously. So here, where do you want to do the configurations? Years length, which prevents error, Airbnb configuration, standard prettier, and the rest. Let's just select the first one. Don't bother yourself with some of this. In this one, all that the years length checks that you are doing the right thing, you are using the right syntax in JavaScript. So when you make any mistake, it will highlight this for you. It's like it checks your JavaScript codes. That's how it does. That's the main use of it. So how do you want to do it? Error prevention only. That is when you select this one, it's going to check all your errors for you. So let's select this one and move on. Then how do you want it to work? The years length on save, length and fix on commit. So on save, whenever you save it, it should format it, or it should give you all the errors that you have in your code. Some of these things, it's not part of what we are doing, but I have to address some of these things for you. Just select on save. How do you want the same thing, or the same years length? How do you want it to save? Is it in dedicated configuration file, or it should be in the package JSON? Do you remember the package JSON?
Yes.
Yeah. Hack me, are you talking? Okay, so here you can select any of this. So let's go with the dedicated configurations and you see it later. So press enter. Do you want this? Save this as a preset for your future project. Me normally I don't choose yes. That is why always this one comes. So I'll say no because I don't know what I'll meet tomorrow. So maybe the configurations can change. If I choose yes right now, this will be the default, and I don't want that to happen. So just choose no. So we are starting. So mine is using Yarn. It has started downloading. It has started creating the file for me, like what you saw last week.
You do the same.
Yes. So let me pause it and resume recording. Okay. So just do yarn save to run your application. All right. So
Starting development server.
So it depends on the specs of your machine. Okay, so right now you can just shift click on this, or you can just
shift. Did you say shift or control?
It's control click. All right, so mine has opened in different. Let me see. Okay, so this is what you have to see, right? This is the welcome view page for your project. Any Vue project that you create, this is the welcome page. All right, so without wasting much time, we are going to do the copy and paste over here. But before that, let's run quickly through this. Last week, this is what we did last week, the folder structure. So you can see the asset is still here. Now you see we have what? Router folder added to it. And when you go inside the router folder, you have what? Index.js. And you can see this is the what? The setup, or this is the routing, what do you call it? File. So by default, whenever you create Vue.js application, it creates two pages for you. That is the home page and the About Us page. So this is how I hope last week I taught you this, right? The parts, the name, the components. I taught you this, right?
Yes.
So it's the same thing Vue.js has done for you. Anytime you create a new page, all that you have to do is what? You can just copy and change the what do you call it? The part and the name and the component name. And so we have two ways of doing that. You have two ways. Either you import it here and come and call it here, or when you get to the component aspect, you can do it this way too, and it will work for you. And this is what I normally do. I don't prefer importing bunch of components on top of the, in fact, yes, I don't do it this way. This is what I prefer. So all that you have to do is, so let me just remove all these comments. It's not necessary. So all that you have to do is when you get to the component aspect, you can do it at once. Instead of doing this way, you can just do it here too, to minimize the number of lines of codes that like you'll be having in this particular file. So you can just have components and you use the arrow function. This is the arrow function. And you remember the arrow function in JavaScript. So we are using the anonymous name. This one that has no name. So we have the arrow function here, which imports the what? The about us page. So there's it. And you remember the history mode is over here, and blah, 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 the base URL, the route, and the rest. Okay, so let's go inside the component file, come here. In fact, we don't need the hello world. We don't need it. Let's delete it. Let's delete the hello world.
It's like I'm not having the router installed.
I mean, you didn't choose it. You didn't select router. Then you have to do it manually, which will take another time. So what do? It's either you delete the whole folder, recreate it, or if you can set it up and follow along, fine. Because last week, that's what we did. I taught you guys how to do it manually. Okay, so delete this. Your application is going to crash because right now there is no hello world, right? Then, so inside the component, what we need, we are creating to-do app, right? So you can just create to-do, you can use any name, to-do.view. So just do this, to-do.view. After creating to-do.view file, let's just have some dummy content over here. So remember this. I let you guys install the view, what do you call it? The view, what's the name? Extension. The extension, right? So just do VB and you are going to select the first one. It's going to create this one for you. So inside this one, just introduce H2 or whatever and write to do over here. Okay. Right now, let's go back inside the, so you can see we have another folder called what? The views. So the views folder here contains all the pages, and the component will contain the various parts of your application. Last week I explained all these things to you guys. So let's come here, go inside the home page. So right now you can see we have the hello world here. This is what is causing the error right now. So since we have deleted the hello world, just delete it from this side. Just delete the hello world, and also come and delete the hello world here. Okay, and even the logo too, we don't need the logo. So delete this logo component inside the home. So delete everything inside the home. And now we are going to import our to-do application inside this. We are going to import the to-do application here. So this guy, anytime I'm teaching, that's what he calls. Oh. Guys, a minute. Let me do over a little. So Hack me, you have some question.
Yeah, I'm trying to do the router.js. I'm trying to use the, what do you call, the main routes. I want to change it to like the default one that you're talking about, instead of importing it, but it seems like it's not working.
Instead of this one?
Yeah.
You want to change which one?
Like the root path.
Where is it?
The second one.
Where's
I
that?
want to like the first one, the same thing like the second one without importing it, right?
The first one, you want to change this one?
Yeah.
You want to change this one
to be like about. Yeah, without importing it.
Okay, so it's very simple. It's very simple. It's very simple. All that you have to do is just follow the same trend. We are using the arrow function to import it. So just do this. Just do this and use the import keyword. Then you introduce your brackets. So just navigate to the home page. So we can even copy this and come and paste it here. Just copy this or cut it and come and paste it here and delete this one. That is all. It should work. It should work. You see, we still have error because we have not linked this far. You remember we deleted the even right now when I save it, the error should go. Yes, the error is gone. But do you get it this way?
Yeah, I think instead of clearing the comments, I didn't clear all of them, so some part of it. That's why. Thanks.
Okay. Okay, that's fine. That's fine. Let's move on. So right now we have our to-do component. Let's go back to the home page. So Amate, you asked some question here. You said you imported some page or some file, and it was complaining that you have imported it and it has never been used. Yes. So this is the structure of your Vue application. And today I said we are going to dive more into the scripting side because this is where you'll be writing most of your JavaScript for your Vue application. So you can see that inside the script, we have export default. That is, we are exporting the script to. We are making it available for other components. That is the meaning of this. So we have some properties here. This is an object, and you know that objects are always in the hotkey form. So this one, we have the name. So the name here will be the name of this particular page. So this is the home page. So we have the name to be what? The home. Then we also have another property here, which is what? Components, and we have another bracket, which will contain what? An object. So this component property that you are seeing here will contain all the components that we are going to import inside this particular page. Okay, so here, all that we'll be doing is we are going to import our page over here. Please, with the naming, I think let's change it to, let's rename it to capital. Just change the first T to capital. It doesn't matter, but let's use the is this one the Pascal naming? Yes. No, this is not Pascal because the do is also small. The Pascal, I think, yeah, this is a Pascal. This is a Pascal. Maybe I'm pushing. Okay, so let's move on. So all that you have to do is just come here and import your to-do over here. So you can just, I have my auto part import over here, but in fact, if I use that, I will not help you guys. Let me do it manual. So this one is self close tag. This is self close tag. So you just do this and come inside the scripting. This is where you have to import the the component. So you can just use the import keyword. So import, the name is what? To do. From where? From the component. So you can do 2 dots. Then this, you go inside your component. If I'm moving fast, please let me know, okay? You go inside your component. Then you move inside the component folder to select what? Your to-do, your to-do app. So right now, let me select this one, come here and use it over here. Why is this in we say the file is, this file is in the program because this file is in the program because import via this one from blah 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 blah. Those files specified for compilation. In fact, okay, so let me use it also. We can also, apart from this, we can also use the ads. Let me see if that's the root. So you see, this it wasn't an error. It wasn't an error. This error that you are seeing is from ES length. It's from ES length. the ESLint that you added. So that's what it does. Sometimes it's very, very boring. Open in terminal, then to be giving you some unnecessary errors that are not errors. Okay, so you can just save this. Let's visit our app. We are going to see we have the hot to do that. We added to that file. We don't need this navbar. Let's go inside and remove it. The navbar is found inside the app.vue. So just come here. In fact, we don't need all these CSS. Let's delete them. We don't need all these CSS, and we don't need this navbar too. We are going to do everything from scratch. So just come here and let it be like what you are seeing here. Just delete everything and maintain this. Remember this last week. Remember this, right? So this is
in app.vue, eh?
Yes. Just go
so
there.
We should delete everything in the app.vue.
Just delete the styling and also remove the navbar. You can see some navbar over here. Remove it. So all of you should do and get whatever you are seeing on the screen. Are we on the same page now? Can we move on?
Not yet. Hold on small.
Okay, let me.
Okay. Hey. I can see some router.
Yes, the router view. Have you forgotten this?
Why, you wrote it there or it was there already?
It was there already.
It's there. I deleted it. I shouldn't have.
I told you to just delete the CSS part.
The navbar, yes.
And the navbar. Not everything here.
Yeah, it's okay now.
Okay, so right now, we are going to start adding the HTML. That's the to-do app. Remember what I asked you to do. So all that we are going to do right now is, let's go to the index.html file, which is found inside the public folder. Just come here and let's add the Bootstrap CDN inside our, what do you call it, public, the index.html, like your normal HTML component. You remember this? So let's go inside the GitHub repository and copy the what do you call it, the Bootstrap. Let's copy the Bootstrap CDN there. I've opened it and I've just copied it. So just add it here. So this is my Bootstrap CDN. And guys, listen. Whenever you are building the enterprise or production ready application, or when we are working on the real world applications, you don't use the CDN. There's a way of adding Bootstrap to your what do you call it, Vue project. And later on, I will show you how to set it up, because today we are building to do application. I don't want us to worry ourselves and do that to waste time. That is why we are using the CDN. So just save it and close this file. That's all. We are not doing anything here again. Okay. And instead of this to do, so let's just go and copy from the class container. Copy from the class container. So I'm also copying and pasting. So just come here and come and paste everything here. Remember this, right? So that's all. Just you can delete some of this stuff. What is this? What is this?
Senior Robert.
Yeah.
Go back to that and we see.
I should go back to where?
Which one did you copy from where?
Oh, okay. So let me show you. I thought you guys have opened that.
No, I have opened that.
So the Vue. Okay, so let's copy from here the container up to this point. Please, are you there? I think it should end here, right? So you just copy from this side to this side, and let's paste it here.
To the UI side, right?
Yes. Don't add the body and the scripts. Just copy from the class container to this.
Okay.
All right, so just paste it. Let's save it and see if we don't get any error. Okay, yes.
We are pasting it in the to-do app.
Yes. I think we can add some. Let me see. Look at how it is. We can add some the padding or margin on top here to bring it down, right?
Yes.
Yes. Let's do that. Oh, it has, let me see. Does it have a nav bar? Yes, so guys, you know something? Let's copy everything. Let's copy everything from here. Or let's just copy this one and come and add it. Let's just copy this and come and add it. So
we are copying from the header.
Yes, from the header. So let me save it and see what I have. That's fine. That's fine. So all that you have to do is let's change this to do app, right? Let's change this to do app. View to do app. Let's do it that way. View to do app.
But me, I have errors.
Okay, I'm coming. Even we can decide to extract this. You can decide to extract just this component and create a new file for that. Let's say the header or the nav bar. We can say this is the nav bar, right?
Yes.
Yes. So let me cut this. I don't want it here. I can just come here and create what nav bar dot view. Let's try and implement whatever we have learned. That's why I'm doing this. So here we can just add this, right? Since this one is even, we don't need this div because this one contains single component. We don't need this. You can just paste the header tag straight inside. So view to do app, right? So this is it. So what do we do next? Who can tell me? Mr. Abdo, please, I'll be back to you, okay?
Okay.
Okay, guys, what do you do next?
You import the navbar.view.
Inside where?
Inside the scripts.
Hey, here.
No.
Inside the home.view.
Inside the home.view, or apart from the home.view, which side can we add? If you don't want to repeat, yes,
to do app.view.
Yes, listen. If you come and import it here, meaning any page that you create, you have to do the import again. So to avoid that, you can just put it here because they all pass here. They all pass through this app. Okay. So all that you can do is we can just create some div and give it a class. You can create some div and give it a class of, let's say, navbar. This one is up to you. You can just import it straightforward. Navbar. Hey, why am I getting errors here?
You are not coding inside an HTML.
No. See, I've deleted something. That's why. Yes, this is the main reason. So navbar So here, let's import our navbar inside this navbar, this nav what? Navbar class. So all that you have to do is what? Just import your, what's the name? Navbar, right? Navbar. So when I press enter, I think it's going to do it. Okay, it didn't do it. So I mean, I have to do it myself. So you can also use the self-closing tag for this. All right, so what do you do next? We don't have scripting here, so you have to add a scripting. In fact, these are some of the magic that the extension can do for me. So scripting, I don't think I need the first one. So yes, I need this one. So just do this. And inside the scripting, you can import navbar, right? Navbar from your navbar container. Okay, so components navbar. So the next thing is what? You have to introduce your component over here, your component property, and you call the navbar name here. Okay, so this one should work now. Hey.
Mr. Robert.
Yeah.
Yeah, so meaning every file you create in the component, you have to import and register it, right? In the
yes.
app.vue.
Not inside the app.vue. It depends on where it is going. The reason why we are importing the navbar inside the app.vue is because something like navbar and the footer, they don't change. In all the pages, the navbar and the footer will be the same for all the pages. So the best place to import your navbar and your footer will be in the app.vue. Apart from that, please, this one doesn't hold for all.
Okay.
The rest, it will depend on what you are doing. I think next week, God willing, we might start building. It depends on where you get this week. We might start building something like real estate website. We can do something like that. I think that one has a lot of functionalities that will help us to learn a lot in the Vue project. Okay. Amati, do you understand?
Yes, please. Yes, please.
Ask me your question.
So in that case, can we have folders, different folders in the component folder? Like
Yes.
maybe, okay.
Yes. You can have different folders. You can have different folders inside. That's how we even structure the whole app. So when you are building something like let's say employee management software or the software that you guys are building for your final year project, you can see it has a lot of components. So with a component, you don't have to just dump it inside a component folder. You have to structure them well. Do you understand? Hello, do you understand?
Yeah.
Okay. So this is just HTML, CSS, and Bootstrap integrated inside Vue.js. And we are going to look at the Vue.js itself. This one is just HTML, CSS, and Bootstrap aspect. Mr. Abdul, have you been able to sort yourself out?
I have completely, I'm lost. I'm far away, like 32 miles away from you people.
Share your screen.
So man, share your screen, share. screen one. Share all. You can see me now.
Okay. Okay. So where are we starting from? Okay. So
let me come to this home and you see what is wrong here.
But we fix this together. This one, it has nothing to do with your application. This one is ES length error. So all that you have to do is what, instead of using a 2 dots, use the @ sign. You can see the comments down there. Can you see the comment? You are saying what? @ is an alias to what? /LSRC. So all that you have to do is what? Just delete the 2 dots and use @.
@ like this.
Yes, that's all. Save it. Let's go back and see. Let me see what you have on your screen.
No, I have not done anything. So yeah, let's fix here.
Have you done the navbar?
I just created it, but I didn't put anything inside.
So before you can import it, let's do something here first.
Okay. So I can create this. I can put this header.
Yes, just the header.
I've copied.
Let's go back.
So now, should I paste it?
That one will not work. You should do something before. What do you do? This is a Vue file. So what do you do?
Then I'll do this one. I'll do VBase.
Before you paste it here.
And paste it here.
And I said this one, because it's just one file, one file, there's no need for you to bring the div. Here, you're not going to have multiple files here. So undo. And remove the div there. You can paste it straight away to work. Okay. So just save it. Let's go into the app.vue file.
App.vue.
Okay, so right now you have it here. Remove the setup. Remove that setup.
Setup is where?
Inside the export default.
Okay.
No, remove everything. Remove that bracket.
This one.
Yes. Okay, so right now we need the component, the property component. So just bring that. So write component. Before you can use the component, you need to use the component keyword. It's not in caps. So just press enter. It should work. Okay. Start typing. It will come. Component. Enter. Okay. So colon. Then your curly braces. Then the name of the component that you have imported here. What's the name?
It should be navbar.
Enter. Okay. So, and I said we just have to use it inside. So right now you need to use it. So where do you use it? On top of the router view. Just go and use it there.
But this one, is it correct here? Shouldn't it be navbar.view?
It will still work.
Okay.
Just go there.
I should go where?
On top of the router view.
On top of router, yes. Yeah.
So use that component there.
Navbar.
Yes. So how do you use it? You are going to use the self-closing tag. Navbar. No, navbar. And close it. Self-closing. Right now it should work. Save it.
I've saved.
So let's see what you have in your browser. Okay, so you still have some errors inside it. So the error is found in the component navbar in to-do app. So go inside your to-do app and let me see.
To-do app. To-do.
Okay. So remove the navbar from here. Header. Header.
Only the header.
Yes. Remove only the header.
Team.
And come and remove all the comments here too. And let me see what is going on here.
Tim.
Come down and let me see. Okay, go up again. Have you saved it?
Yes.
Let me see your terminal. What do you have inside the terminal? Your CMD. Okay, so they are saying that this relative model was not found. Okay, so the component navbar. Okay. So right now, I don't know. I think from ESLint, you have to go and add a .vue and let me see. .vue. See, okay, so let's go back and see. Still there. Okay, so it's from that side. It's from that side. Let's go back. Are you sure it's component?
I think it's just one dot.
Yes.
No, these dots are two here.
Okay, just replace it with the at.
With the at.
Hey, you have dots there. Okay, save it.
Or I should bring comma after the nav bar here.
No, I think this one should work now. Let's go.
Boom.
We are there now.
Yeah, I'm there.
Oh, that's great. Guys, are we on the same page? If you also have any issue, you can share your screen. So, Mr. Abudu, change your DOM to Vue.js to do app.
Yeah.
Guys, if you have any issue, you can share your screen, okay?
So I'm stopping my sharing.
For me, my only issue is my CSS is gone. But aside that,
your what?
The CSS for the page is gone.
Your CSS is not working.
Yeah, I don't know if I've deleted something.
Okay, hack me. I'm coming. Oh, so share your screen. Hack me. You can ask your question. Ask Owusu is sharing your screen.
Please, what do you mean by single and only one file? Like the app, no, you said you should exclude the div because it's single file.
Oh, okay. So last week, I taught you that with a typical Vue application, you can have two or more different sections in the same file without wrapping it in the parent tag. So normally we use the div, overall div, to wrap all the components. That is the meaning of that. So looking at what we have on the screen right now, we have a div with the ID of what app, wrapping what navbar and what router view. Assuming this one, Amate or Owusu rather, you can delete that div wrapping the navbar and the router view and let's see what will happen. No. Just delete that. The parent tag.
I should delete this.
Yes. So just highlight the first one, delete, come down and delete the closing one. Not that way. Not that way. So highlight the whole div. No. The opening div, you delete it, come and delete the that way. Delete this one and come and delete the down one. And let's see what will happen. All right. So wait, have you saved it? If you know already, it's giving you error in the file. So guys, hack me. That's how it works.
Something about the router is
no.
No. Okay, no.
Listen, I'm just using this one to explain to what hack me asked, the question that he asked. So when you have two or more files inside what do you call it? View file. You have to wrap it in a parent div. But if it is only one, well, that one you can leave it that way. It's not only Vue. It works the same in React and what do you call it? Yes, you can delete this one. You see the error will go. The only error that you are going to get is the nav bar component. Since you are not using it, you have imported it and you are not using it. Hack me, do you understand?
Yes, please.
Yeah, hack me.
Okay.
Do you understand it?
Yeah, I got a concept now.
So it works the same in React and Angular. These are, like I said, these are the most popular front-end libraries or frameworks that are ruling the world at the moment. So if you want to be a front-end developer, you cannot dodge JavaScript at this time. All right, so let's get back to Owusu's issue. Owusu, go back to your index.html and let me see something there.
Okay.
Yes, so Owusu, you are not doing the right thing. Someone should correct that.
I think he didn't add the Bootstrap CDN.
No, the CDN is here, but he's not using it the right way. Someone should correct him.
Do link, then you put that in the href.
Yes, that's it. Have you forgotten your HTML and CSS?
No. I didn't copy the right CDN. Okay.
Oh, which one are you using? It should be Bootstrap 4. Let's go back and see. This one is JavaScript too. This one is not CSS.
Yeah, JavaScript.
I don't need to use the JavaScript.
Yeah, I'm supposed to use Bootstrap. Bootstrap CDN.
And this is Bootstrap. Oh.
Calm down. Okay, so CSS. Come and use this one is Bootstrap 5. It will not work. Bootstrap 5.
4.6.
4.6. So use this one. Let me see.
Okay.
Not this one, no, not the JavaScript. Come and copy the CSS.
CSS.
So the one that you are using here is JavaScript, meaning .js is JavaScript. Save it. Voila, we are there.
Okay.
Okay, so we can stop sharing. Guys, if you have any question, you can ask. Ask me, your hand is still up. All right, are we on the same page, guys?
Yes, please.
Yes.
Okay, so let me take over from here and let's move on. Okay, so right now we have our to-do application over here. Okay, guys, so let's start. So with Vue.js, normally this is where you'll be working most inside the JavaScript. Like I said, as a front-end developer, your main work or your main goal will be designing user interface from your UI UX expert. After they have designed it for you, even if you find yourself in a nice group, let's say you have different, that's why something like Haptel, they have a lot of front-end developers, a lot of back-end developers. So while some people are coding the UI, so what you just did, this UI, then some people are also consuming APIs. But if you find yourself in an organization whereby you are the only front-end developer, I mean, you have to do all. So you'll be coding this thing that we just did. You'll be coding, then the next thing will be what? Consuming APIs. And with the consuming APIs, this is where you'll be working most, inside the scripting file. Okay, so let's go inside the import. With Vue.js, we are starting the Vue.js. So we have started already, but we are now starting. The first one will be how to render dynamic files. So instead of, let's go to the header rather. Where is the header? The navbar. instead of hard coding, what do you call it? Vue to do up here. We are going to look at how to render dynamic, what do you call it? We are going to look at how to render dynamic titles and I don't know how to put it, but instead of hard coding over here, this is not the best way. What if you go to About Us page? Is it still going to show, let's say, home page? What if you go to Contact Us page? Is it going to show this? So we are going to look at how to bind your HTML file to your CSS script. Let me put it that way. Okay, so with this one, the first part of the scripting file, the first part that I'm going to show you is called, we have already looked at the component, right? The component where we imported the component. Here, we are not going to import any component. That's why we are not using a component here. Another one is the name. For the name, you can use the name over here. What is the name? The name is what? Navbar. Okay. Then, what you'll be using most often is called the data part. The data part. So the data, I can just do view data, and this one is going to do that for me. So this is what you'll be seeing most in your Vue project. We have the data file. So this data file, this data component or this data property will contain the data that you are going to pass in and out of your application. You understand some of this right now. I think maybe it will not make sense because you have not started consuming APIs or you have not started using forms and the rest. Today, I don't know if time will permit us, we will bind to Firebase. Okay, so with the data file, we can just say, let's say this side, we can say this one is what? Title. We can say this one is title, and we can bring our title here. We can bring our title over here. So let me just cut this. And this one, since it's a string, it should be in what? Double quote or single quote. So view app. So this is the first view, what do you call it? Property that we are looking at. Or this is the third one. This is the third one because we have already looked at component and the name. So the title here, we just want to input the title over here. We want to render it here. So this one is called declarative rendering. That's the name. If you visit the Vue.js website, it has a very nice documentation. Guys, I will encourage you guys to come here and read some of them. If what I'm saying, maybe you are not getting it. So this is what we are doing. Good, it is here. This is what we are doing. So this one is called declarative rendering. This is the first thing. So after what is Vue.js, the next one is called get started. So we are now starting. So this is how to input or render dynamic file. So at the core of Vue.js is a system that enables us to declaratively render data to the DOM. So this one, I think we did some like in JavaScript, right? How to render from the JavaScript to the DOM. So that's the same thing. That's the same thing that we are doing here. But with Vue.js, this is how you do it. We use the mustache. This is called a mustache. That is a double what? Curly braces. We use the mustache to render dynamic data. So this is what I'm teaching you right now. So instead of hard coding, let's say message. So with this one, you can just hard code message over here. Let me see if this one give me, oh no, it doesn't give me the option to edit. I would have just put H1 and put message inside. Instead of doing that, Vue.js, there's better way of doing that. That is inside the data property. This data property will contain all the data that will be coming in and out of your application. And what we are doing here, this one is just communicating with your DOM. That's what you are doing, like what you did in JavaScript. Vue.js make it very, very, very simple. Remember JavaScript, you can remember JavaScript, you were using what? inner what? Content. And we were using what? Remember that?
Yes.
Guys, do you remember that those properties?
Yes.
So with the Vue.js, you don't need to go to that route. All that you have to do is what? You can just do title. This name can be any name. And this data also can be any data. This one is a string. We can use numbers and whatever, Boolean, and like all the data types that we have learned in JavaScript. We can use them here. So instead of hard coding your title here, we can just do the mustache and just call what title over here, and that one should work. So let's save it and go back and see. So you can see it's still the same. So this is our very first Vue.js, should I say property that we are looking at. It's called declarative rendering. Any question here? Maybe this one will not make sense at this time. No problem. You get it as we move on. But do you have any question here?
No.
Okay. If there is no question, let's move on to
Hello.
Amate.
Yeah. So assuming building the a website, a computer website, and at the navbar section. Where
stop using website here. Vue.js, we are going to create web apps, not websites.
Okay. Building web apps, and in the navbar, we will be having let's say the title. We have Vue to do, or let's take it in a real life, like the home, about us, and everything. You will be calling, let's say the monstart. You have a monstart for title 1, title 2, title 3. And when you come to the data side, you have title 1, maybe home, title 2 to give you about us. Is that how we should go about it?
Okay, Amate. You'll be dealing with API. So when you get to the APIs, you understand it better. Okay. Okay, but all that I'm saying here is this is how you render HTML, what do you call it, content on your Vue application. Okay, so let's move on to the next one. The next one is the I think the next one is the same.
Robert.
Yeah.
I did the mustache, but I didn't get, mine wasn't rendered correctly.
Okay. So one, you need to get the data property here. Do you have the data?
Yes, I got the data property.
Do you have your title, the name? This one should be exactly the same.
Yes, title.
Then share your screen.
Someone share. Okay, share screen 1. Hey, what is wrong with me? Where? Can you see me now?
Okay, so there is no comma here after the navbar name.
After the navbar name here.
Yeah, there should be comma here. Save it. Oh,
game over. Bye-bye.
Programming is fun. Guys, if you have any question, you can ask. Or if your one is not working, this one is nothing. This thing that we are learning right now, I'm just showing you how to render your HTML content from a dynamic data. So whatever you are seeing here in the near future, that is maybe from next week, we are going to consume API, and that one will come from API. So when you get here, all that you have to bind it to HTML file. That's all. That's what you are doing now. Okay. The next one, in fact, because some of these things you will not be using it. For example, this Vue bind title over here, this one is just another way of doing the same thing that we just did. Just that this one will be like a tooltip. Do you know tooltip? For example, you see when you put it on it, look at this. So you can see when you put it on your what's the name? On the tab, there will be some inscription here. Introduction -Vue.js, Vue.js.org. This one is called tooltip. So if you want to do tooltip in Vue.js, this is how you do it. This is how you do it. All that you have to do is you can. So right now, let's go back to our to-do app and do that thing. Let's say for this add item, you want to add tooltip to that, so that whenever someone hover over this, or when someone hover over this, there will be some inscription, there will be some inscription about what the user should do. That's the meaning of tooltip. Or this close button, you can put some tooltip on it, so that when a user hover over it, you say, oh, click and remove the item. Guys, do you understand what I'm saying?
Yes.
So that's a tooltip. So if you want to do tooltip in Vue.js, all that you have to do is to use the what? The bind, the vbind, what do you call it? Property. That's what you have here, the vbind property. And we even have shortcut without using a vbind. You can just use the double quote and you bind it to what? The title message. So the title is what? Message. Okay. So for example, let's look at this. If you want to perform the same tooltip on the button, we can just do what? V. And I said that with the vbind, Vue.js has made it very, very simple for you. So you can just what's going on? Guys, can you hear me?
We can hear you now.
Okay. So you can just put a title. Let's say this one is what? Title. Vbind title. So come here and do the same thing over here. So here we need what? We need our data property. And this one I don't normally write. I just use the snippet tool to do it. So vdata, and I'll get my data. So all that I have to do here is to make sure that message that I'm calling here is inside my hot data. So I can just do what? Message. And this message, you can put any message over here. So let's say we can say what? Click to what? To remove, to do list. Item. Okay. Guys, are you following? And yes. Remember, we did it on only the first one also. Let's save it and go and check if it works. Can you see?
Yeah.
So this one is just a tooltip, and this one is up to you. You see, then you can do some of these things to your end users, the users that are going to use your system. It's up to you. All right, so let's move on to what you'll be using. You see, guys, when I'm teaching you for Vue.js, I've been in the industry for about, let's say, getting to 3 years. And I know most, I will not say I know 100%, but I know most of the things that you'll be using in your daily life. For the tooltip, I've made it clear to you that it's up to you. You'll not be using it quite often. But conditional loop, you'll be using this often. So you all know if and else in our normal programming. Vue.js has its own way of doing that, and it's called a v-if. V-if. So that just right now, forget about everything that you are seeing here and just concentrate on v-if. So v-if is a way that Vue.js uses to render things conditionally. So that's the conditionally or the loops. For example, let's say you have a button. And for example, this button, this is very nice. If you don't want this button to be clickable unless the user starts typing something. And this is a real world scenario that I'm using right now. For example, when you have a sign-in page, the best way as a developer is to always disable the sign-in. Disable the sign-in and allow the users to what? Type in something before this one becomes what? Active. I don't know whether you guys have been seeing this in some of the applications.
Yes.
You visit an app and the app, there's everything there, but when you click on it, it doesn't work unless you start typing inside the what do you call it? The input box before this one will activate for you. And that one is a typical example of how you can use a V if statement there. So with the V if statement, with that one, I think if I use that scenario right now, I will move ahead of the class because there's another way called class CSS. What is the name? The CSS class binding. The CSS class binding, which you have not gotten there yet, because in order for you to do that, you have to use the disable property here and do some magic over here. Okay. So let's see how to use the VIF. So with the VIF, example is this. They are saying what? VIF sin. Sin is equal to what? True. So this one will be sin. But if you put it at false, this one will not be sin. That is just how you can use the VIF. So we are saying that if, so just forget about the V. If sin is true, this one should be available for you to see. Else it should be hidden. Mohammed, your question.
I think you are there. You are heading towards the question I wanted to ask, so we can proceed, sir.
Okay. So for example, let's use that one for the button, but please, with the button, we don't hide the button, we disable. But since with the disable property, that one is done with the JavaScript. No, with Vue, with what do you call it? With the CSS. And we have not started with CSS classes with the Vue.js. Let's do this. So here we can say VIF, so show this button if, so you can put it anywhere inside the Vue tag. Show this button if what? We can put any logic here.
If text box is filled or something.
Yes, if this one is, if show the button, if this one is what? It's not empty, right?
Yes.
We can do that, right?
Yes.
You can say fill this if this one is not empty. And another way, when I do it that way too, I've not shown you how to deal with text boxes right now. So if I do that way too, I'll move ahead of the class. So let me just hide and show the button for you using the VIF. As time goes on, we are going to implement whatever I have said right now. For example, the button should not be active unless you type in something. Whatever I've discussed, we are going to do it. So let's just do if this one is what? If this one is sin, let's do the same thing that they are doing there. Okay, so with a sin, you can use the true or false for that. And normally the VIF uses the Boolean values. That's the true or false. So here, if you set it to true, what will happen? If you set sin to true here, what will happen?
You will see it.
You will see it. Yes, we will see it. So right now, we are expecting to see our button. Then, when you come down and set it to false, what will happen?
Ideally, you shouldn't see it.
Yes, the button should go away. Can you see the button? Hey, can you see the button?
Not at all.
Good. So guys, like I said, this is not the best way, but I'm just teaching you. I'm teaching you how to use some of this. Okay, so we have gotten to a part called the directives. So these are some of the directives that we have in Vue.js. When you go for an interview, they can ask you, what are some of the directives that we have in Vue.js? You can mention this v-if. What is the use of the v-if? So the v-if is used for conditionally rendering of your component or whatever you are doing. Please, are you following? And I'm saying that this is not the best way of doing this. The best way is what? To disable it. And I said that one will be done with what? The disable property coming from CSS. Guys, are you following?
Yeah.
Good. So that is all about the v-if. So v-if is used for conditionally rendering. Is that clear?
Yes.
All right. So we have learned this right now, and I'm very, very excited about this because guys, you'll be using this almost in your daily project that you'll be working as Vue.js developer. Okay. The next thing that you'll be using is the v4. And the v4 is the same as the for loop in programming. It's the same as the for loop. And what is the use of the for loop? It is used to iterate over array, right? Guys, are you following?
Yes.
So the v4 is used for what? The for loops. So here we have what? Item 1, item 2, item 3, item 4. It has been hard coded here, guys. And this is not the best way of doing that. How do you do that? So let's do this. Let's render this here. So how do you do it? You can just inside the same data. We can, so after the here, we can just put what? An array of data here. And here we can give it what? Let's say items. And this one will be what? Data array of what? Objects. Or it can be array of text. So here we can have the first one, which is what? Item 1, right? So item 1, let's say to-do list. We are doing to-do list. So we can say that the text will be what? What are you going to do first? So maybe take your bath, right? So to do, we are just doing to do. Instead of hard coding it here, in Vue.js, you don't hard code. In React.js, we don't hard code. In Angular, we don't hard code. So guys, whatever I'm teaching here, hold for all. So if you understand Vue.js, and later on you want to switch and go and learn React.js, the concept is the same thing. The concept in Angular is also the same thing. So if you want to like dive into the different frameworks, guys, it will be much simpler for you. Let's move on to the next one. Let's say the next one will be what? So the same thing. So the same thing is what? So we have the text for the keys there. The keys should be the same thing. And the next item will be what? Let's say do what? Learn Vue.js. So this is item 1, item 2, item 3. What are you going to do next?
Coffee.
Do what?
Take coffee.
Okay. Take coffee. Right? Is it double E?
Yes.
Okay. The last item. Guys, I want your own to-dos. Sleep, right?
Sure.
Sleep. All right. All right. So right now, you don't need to hard code this 4 times. All that you need is what? Just one li to do whatever you want to do. Guys, are you following? All that you need is what? Just one li to loop over your array. And listen, whatever you are doing here, when you start dealing or when you start talking to the APIs, I know Emmanuel Fosu will teach you how to build APIs. For example, this to do app Crud. In future, guys, try and build upon this. Try and build your own backend. After learning the Django, try and create to do API using Django and whatever database that he's using. Which database are you guys using?
We have not started using database yet. We only did the models.
He said we should
We
learn
use
the
SQL.
Okay. In Ghana, almost all the
No
companies
SQL,
use
yeah.
SQL a lot.
And he said
Personally,
you should teach us JSON.
yeah, JSON is what we are doing. This is JSON. So JSON is just a key paired value. So for example, message and the value is this. Scene and the value is this. Items and the values are this. So this is JSON. So we are already learning it. Okay. Guys, are you following?
Yes.
Okay, so right now we are at where? We are at the for loop, right? And
Yes.
with Vue.js, we uses the what? The v4. The v4. We don't use for loop. We call it what? v4. So with the v4, we can declare or we can use the v4 here. So v4. So with the v4, we are going to loop over what? Items. We are going to loop over what? Items. So it's the same as how you do your v4, where you have what? The for loop, and you have what? Let's say I equals, or you can say let item in what? Items. Guys, are you following?
Yes.
In items. Then you loop over it. You guys, you remember this, right?
Clearly.
The same thing, the same thing. So let item in items. You are going to use the same thing. So you can say item in items. Remember the name is what? Items. And here you are using item to represent each of the items. Here,
Yes.
as for this name, it's up to you guys. You can use any name at all. But the most important aspect here is what? This.
Okay,
This
make it let task in items.
Good. I don't have any issue. Are you following?
Yes.
Okay, so you can see red line over here. Whenever you are looping over an array of objects, or let's say just array, every array must have a unique key. That is the meaning of the red line here. So you have to use the key. If you don't use the key, it's going to shout at you. So so you can see when I put it over it, the ES length is even telling me, say that element in iteration expect to have v bind what? Key declaratives. Guys, are you following?
Yes.
Okay, so how do you use the key? So in Vue.js, you can just use the dot and the keyword keyword, right? So the keyword is equal to what? It's equal to, you can just put this one inside. So you can just put task over there, and you can see right now the error is gone. And guys, let me teach you once and for all. It's not advisable to use this same name here. It's not advisable. So we can see that by default, array counts from what? 0, 1, 2, 3. So that one is called indexes. So you can just say tax dot index. meaning if you just use tags, meaning it's going to use the whole of this, the whole of this, the whole of this, and the whole of that. So the next question is, what if my first task is take your bath? The second task is what? Takes your bath. Are they not the same? Please, are you following?
Yes.
Good. So if they are the same, Vue.js is going to yell at you again in the console that you have two values with the same key. Please, are you following?
Yeah.
So that's why I'm saying it's not advisable to use this property or whatever you are going to put here as your key. So the best will be what? To use the indexes. So that is 0, 1, 2, 3. And in apart from this, another way of doing this is, instead of just using tags, you can say tags, comma, and the key. Please, are you following?
Yes.
The tags and the key. Then here, you just call the key here. This one should also work. It's the same thing. Please, are you following?
Yes.
All right. So right now, we are going to use what we learned, the first thing that we learned. So we are going to use the mustache again. And inside the mustache, we are going to call the various, right now, the individual tasks, right? So it's going to be what? Task. Guys, are you following?
Yes.
So let's save it and go back and see what we have now. What's going on? Okay. So it should be what? So the tax, okay, I understand. So it's taking everything. It's taking everything. But you can see they are all coming, right?
Yes.
And if you want to just show, take your bath, learn Vue.js, take coffee, sleep. Who can assist me on that? This is a bonus question for 5 points. If I want to show, take your bath, learn Vue.js, take coffee, sleep. Yes.
Then you have to quote the key there, the text key.
You do what?
The text key inside the items.
Good. So how do you access this? You are closer.
Items.tax. .text.
That's great. So all that you have to do what? So the text dot text.
Yes.
So let's go back and see. Guys, see. Please, are you following? And right now, we remember our good. It is here. The title message here right now is going to bind to all. So you see, when you put it on it, click to what? Remove. See, click to remove. Click to remove. Click. So you did it once and it's affecting everything here, right?
Yes.
Good. So this is one of the best ways of using Vue.js.
So is there a way we can bind this to user input, that when the user enters, it should go to the next, as we did when we were looking at the DOM?
Yeah, Mr. Abdo, relax. That's where we are going.
Yeah.
That's where we are going. So guys, please take note of some of these things. Like I said, you'll be using them in your everyday development. You'll be using them. You'll be using them. You'll be using them.
Senior Robert, upload this video tonight. Me, I have to come back and watch, but I'm no more typing.
Exactly. Upload the videos.
Amate will know what.
Tonight.
Forget
I will watch. I'll be watching the videos.
Forget them. Okay, guys, no problem. I'll do that. Guys, I'm planning of organizing info section for you guys again. So let's see if I can get the expert in the industry. We have there's this guy. I don't know whether you guys know him. He's called Ochel. He's called Ochel. He has a YouTube channel that is growing. It's even I started mine before him. My own, the goal wasn't to, you know what I'm saying. My goal wasn't create videos for people to go and watch and have more views. And no, that wasn't my goal. But Ochel had that, like those normal YouTubers, programmers. So Ochel has grown his YouTube channel. Right now, I think he has about 1 million subscribers, developers. Yes. And Ochel, I met Ochel at NIT. Before the COVID-19, every Saturday, you not see my home. I always go for meetups. And guys, try and do the same. Right now, they don't organize it often because of the COVID-19. And now they do it online. Try your best. Whenever you hear any development, software development meetup, even if it is paid one and you have the money, you can just go and sit down there and listen. If you have, there's no dummy question or there's no weird question, you can just go and ask any foolish question. Who knows? They will even get to know you through that question, right? I met that guy and he was like, I should mentor him. And I just told him, Charlie, mentoring is not the same as like the way I'm doing this way. You see, so I just buy some course or get some PDFs and pass here, pass there, pass here, pass there. Right now, where the guy is, I will invite him to come and share his story or his journey with you guys. And he just completed Legono. And the funny thing is, he didn't do anything computer science. He did is it lab tech or whatever, lab tech. And now he's Python Django guru, Vue.js guru, React. He's doing so many things, and it all boils down to you. You have to have time.
I'm quite sure Mohammed is listening to this.
Okay, so I will invite Ochel to you guys to come and share his journey, how he started, how he did it to you guys on this platform. Maybe let's get to about 80 to 90% of this Vue.js. When I see that you guys are conversant, I will invite him to come and also boost you guys up. Okay.
Sure.
And not him only. I have so many guys, and I'll invite them. Let's move on. So the last thing that we are going to do for today. Today we have learned quite a lot. Yeah. Yes. So let's add the last thing. So that's what Abdul just asked. How do you bind your forms, right? So and that's what this is what we'll be doing almost every day. For today, I think we have only one form, right? Just the input form, and this form there, just the input field, and we are going to create. This is to do. So with this to do, I think I should give you. We should add another form. That is the title of your to do and your description. Let's do it that way, or
yes.
Let's do it that way. So
please, let's remove the logic that took away our button.
let's remove it. Okay. Okay. So let's create another input tag over here. So without wasting much time, let's just copy and paste. And okay, since we are using Bootstrap, I'll rather stop using this, and yes, I don't like this one again. So just introduce a form here, and let's introduce the input tag. The input tag with a class of what? With a class of form control. This one is Bootstrap. We have here. I think we have a div which is form group. That's the first one. We are using Bootstrap, so and inside the form group we have a label. In fact, I'm moving fast because I know you know this already.
Sure.
So this one got title, and inside this one, this will be your what? Title. Okay, so the first form will be the title, and here you can have what? A placeholder of enter your title here. And the next one, I think that's all. So the next input rather, the next input will be what? The next input will be description. Description. And share me and so you code your own description.
Oh, we should code. Hey, and we are just sitting down.
Hey. Okay, but the video is there, so you can watch later. So description. It's almost 10.
Yes.
Description. The last one was the button, right? So the button for the class of BTN, BTN primary.
Right, yeah, primary will do.
Let's say BTN block. I wanted to take the whole. So let's see what we have now. Cash. All right. So the reason why, let's give the whole form a class of margin top and down of 5, right?
Yeah.
And this one to add or to do or add task. Is this one okay?
Yes.
Or the form is this one is too big?
No, it's okay. It is okay.
So the goal is when you enter your title and your description, description shouldn't be this, right? It should be text. It should be a text array, right?
Yeah.
Let's do the writing because some of these things we know them. So let's try and implement whatever we have done. Text array. So text array. So the name is what? Description. After the snippet today, don't worry myself. I don't worry myself to write plenty. So let's say this one, I can give it 4 or 5. Or let's use 4.
4 lines.
Okay, so the reason why you're showing this is the class.
Yeah, give it a class so that it aligns with the rest. Control.
Right?
Yes.
Great. So let's give it a placeholder too. Please enter your description here. Great. Guys, you are there. All right. So, guys, I think here we have only 2 input fields. Next week, God willing, we are going to continue from here, guys. And I'm going to add, I think that will be assignment. How to bind, okay, you let me teach you this. Based on that, I'll give you the assignment. All right, so we are going to look at how to bind whatever the user is going to type. So for example, take your bat over here will be the title. And let's say this one is what? Test some gibberish over here. So when you click on it, hey, okay, you see the form will reload. That's not the best way. Don't worry. Don't worry. Something just happened and I will correct that soon. That's when you click on it, the form shouldn't reload. Remember that in JavaScript. Remember that?
Yes.
So it's the same thing. We have to prevent that. Remember, we use the prevent default in JavaScript. And I'm ready. Okay. So the goal is when the user enter the title and the description and click on add and click on the button, it should be displayed here, right? That's the goal. So how do you do that? How do you do that? So this is how you are going to do it. So all that you have to do is, let's come, where should you start from? We can. So this is the JSON, Mr. Abdul, this is the JSON. So with the JSON, you can do whatever you want to. Where does this one ends? This one ends here. So we can continue from here. So this can be what? Title. And with the title, you give it what? Empty what? What's the empty what? Double quote,
empty
right?
String. Empty string.
Yes, empty string. Because this is what you are going to accept from the user. And the next one is what? Description. So with this one, it's up to you, but it should correspond to whatever you are doing, right? So description. So this one also be what? Empty string, right?
Yeah.
Guys, are you following?
Yes.
Okay, so how do you bind this to your Vue.js form or your HTML forms? So in Vue.js, we call something V model. So that's the next. So you can see now we have some V things here.
I'm telling you, V model. So the model, just as we have in Django. Yesterday we were looking at Django models.
Okay. So we are going to bind. The first one is what? The title. So all that you have to use, you have to call this directive. This is called directive. This is another directive. So V model. You are going to use the model and bind it to your your data. The data is called what? Title. So title. Please, are you following?
Yes.
Then the last one is what? The same V model and what? Description.
Description, yeah.
Please, are you following?
Yes.
Okay. So we are done. We are done. Right now, if I just try and display, let me just use the mustache and call the title here. Let me just call the title here. And let's go. Just start typing. You see something. Have you seen this? You see what's happening right now?
Yes.
So this one is called two-way binding. This one is called two-way binding. That is binding your input to your data. So maybe when you go for an interview, they can ask you, what is two-way binding? So two-way binding is just using the V4 to bind your input to your data. Guys, are you following?
Yeah.
Good. All right. So you can right now, I've shown you and you have seen that whatever you are going to type will be in the title string over here. And with the same to the description. When I output it here, you are going to see. So how do you submit this to your database? Or how do you add this to your array? That's the next question. All right.
Yeah.
So today I've taught you a lot about this data. We are moving away from the data. The next thing that we have inside this script that you'll be using almost every day is called method or methods. And the methods will also take what? Is also going to take what? Objects. And as the name sound, this one will be what? Methods. What is a method in JavaScript? So a method is, let's say, a function that performs a specific function. Am I making sense?
A method is a method that performs a specific function.
Or should I say
it's a function?
Yeah, it's a function that performs a specific function.
A specific task. Let's say a specific task.
Yes. All right. So which task do you want to perform right now? We want to add whatever the user is going to type to the hot. So let's assume this is our database right now, guys. So this is our dummy or fake database. So meaning whatever the user types, add it to this database. Guys, are you following?
Yeah.
And for that to work, meaning we also have to put, we also have to add a description over here. But you don't worry, today we are not going to worry ourselves about the description. It will still work. So here we can say what? For the method name, guys, it depends on what you are doing at that moment. So here, what are you doing? You are doing what? What are you going to do next?
We are typing a text.
We are what?
We are typing a text, or we are adding a text.
No, so when you type inside this and you click on the button, what are you doing? When you click on the button,
you are supposed to, you are adding it.
Mm-hmm.
You are adding it to the.
So the name of the what do you call it? This tag should be what? Add to do, right?
Yes.
So this is a function. And with the function, here, this is where we perform our API calls. Today, we are not dealing with APIs. All that today we are doing is, we are trying to add to this array. And how do you add to array? Remember this. JavaScript has come again. How do you add to an array?
Are you sure we are here? We have traveled though.
Okay. So we can add to an array by just calling the name of the array .push. Have you forgotten?
Oh, that's true.
By using the .push. Yes. Have you forgotten this?
We have just remembered.
Hey. Okay, so we have to call this array. And in Vue.js or in JavaScript, I didn't teach you that this keyword, I didn't teach you at all. And we have met it here. Now we are going to use this keyword. Whenever we want to access anything inside this data, we use this keyword. So guys, it's an assignment. I didn't teach you this keyword in JavaScript. Please go and read on it. Go and read on it. So this dot items dot push. What are we pushing into the item? What are you pushing? We want to push the title and the description, right? For now, we are just pushing what?
Only the title.
Only the title. So
but we don't have a place to bring the description.
Yes, guys. So as Yima asked me to teach you JSON, so this is how we are going to do it. So JSON is just a key paired values. So all that you have to do is what? You have to call the title here. What is what? Text. And the text will take whatever we are going to type. So whatever you are going to type, it will be inside the title. And don't forget this keyword. So it's going to be this dot title. Please, are you following?
Yes.
Are you following? Yes. So I think this one should be inside. Otherwise, it's going to give an error. It should be inside a double quote or a single quote. Okay. So right now, after defining your method here, then you hook your method to your button. So how do you do that? The last thing that we are going to learn today is called the @click. The @click. Remember, we use this in JavaScript. We use the click, the on-click. Remember that?
Yes.
So in Vue.js on the channel, it doesn't use the the on and the hot. It has its own ways of calling the JavaScript function. So you call it at click, and you just use the name there. But remember, prevent default. That is, you don't want the form to what? Reload, or the browser to reload. So all that you have to do, what? You have to do prevent here. And this one should do our task for us. So right now, let's see if you can add a new title to this. Even if you don't add anything here, it doesn't matter, right? Because you are not using it. So what is the next thing? So code, let's say code. Is it working?
Yes.
So eat, code, and sleep. Let me add eat. Right now, we don't need this thing here, but we don't worry. Let me press enter. Is it working?
Yes.
That's it. So right now, when I refresh the browser, what will happen? All this ones will go away, right?
Yes.
Because it is not in any database. So as I said, Imanofosu, I also talked to him, or you guys should also discuss with him that you and I have we have started a Vue.js, and we have started building one application, which is what? The to-do app. So we will need an API to save our data so that we don't need to hard code this here. So all that you'll be doing is you'll be pushing to the database. Guys, are you following?
Yes.
All right. I would like to end here. If you have questions, you can ask. Today we have learned a lot, and we are going to build on it. God willing, next week. Any question?
For now, no. We will just ask that you upload the video for us this night so that we can come back and watch it.
Okay. But how was the class? Do you guys understand everything that we have learned today?
The class has been superb.
Yes. Yes.
It's just superb. I don't know. This Vue.js shouldn't be the end of our engagement. We should go to React.
Hey, Mr. Abdul, don't try that. Otherwise, Obecha Wakwanso. I will teach React, God willing, next year. I will organize React for you guys.
Okay.
For the meantime, you try and build upon whatever we are going to do. So at least in your portfolio, if you have, based on what you are doing, if you understand, and maybe you can try and mimic some what do you call it? This popular apps, something like Twitter clone, let's say Udemy clone, those kind of things. So you guys should try thinking around that. We can even put you guys together based on what Imanofosu and I are teaching you guys. You can build API. Some people will be building the API, or some people will be building the UIs after that, and then you start consuming the APIs. Then you are there, that's all. Based on that, we can set up a company, go and register, get some small office, and start getting contract from the government and the individuals, NGOs, and that is all. There's no need for you write CV and go and search for job.
Wow.
Yes, this is what you are doing now. I've been in so many companies, and let me show you the reason why I'm doing that. I have a mentor at Microsoft, and he taught me, Google rather, he taught me this, that the best way to increase your salary as a software developer is to use the diagonal movement. Do you know the diagonal movement? You go to this company, 3 months, you stop, you switch to another company, they will increase it. You stop, you switch to another company. By the time you realize that, maybe I'll pay net do. But that's also not the best option. All right, so
Wow.
yes, that's the diagonal. As a software developer, especially in this part of the world, Africa, they will just use it and be paying you 3K, 3K, 3K. With 3 million, the nails at 3K is car. You be like our parents who spend 10 years in one company taking a certain amount for, let's say, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's not the best, guys.
Yeah.
I will not advise any of you. Just this year, I've worked in about 4 companies.
Wow.
Yeah, just, and right now I'm home working on like freelancing projects and also have some foreign companies that I'm working with. So you can imagine. And let me also state that what I'm doing for you guys has been a blessing to me too, because you guys have been blessing me.
Like God will bless you. We just don't know how we cannot pay you. We cannot.
Yes.
God should
Yes.
just bless you.
Sure. And he has started blessing me. One day I'll be sharing some of these things for you guys to hear.
Robert, today Mohammed was thinking that I am some good programmer. Mohammed. Mohammed was thinking that I'm some, and I said you should come and thank Robert and Emmanuel Oposu. That is why today he's serious. He joined.
Okay, guys. Let me
Thank you
even
very much, sir.